Good evening and welcome to rounds 15 and 16 of the Kia Club Series here on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. And we're here in the suburbs of Milan on the Cathedral of Speed. It is, of course, the Autodromo Nazionale Monza. And it's an iconic track where the slipstream will be king here today, and we will see plenty of high-speed action. So it's myself, Paul Smith. Alongside me once again, as always, is Adam Bath with Samuli Kumo on the cameras. And well, Adam, from last week's dramatic and exciting races at Interlagos, we'll come here to another high-speed track where slipstreaming and possibly close action will be once again on the cards.
Well, yeah, we thought it was important at Interlagos. It's going to be very important here. And last week was almost pivotal in terms of the championship. Pete Harris and Maciej Sakovic not having good race meetings at all due to getting involved in various incidents, including what we saw in race 2 where who was it at the front that got the safety car gone in, but it actually stayed out. But yeah, Ben Palmer, yeah. So moving on to this week, they'll be desperate to make sure that they can get some more points on the board. And yeah, the slipstream, yeah, will be definitely interesting. We'll take a look at the slipstream. We'll take a look at the standings here today. Going into this race meeting, Pete Harrod leads Adam Gosling by only 29 points now. It has come down quite a bit since Interlagos. Rover Verke only 2 points behind Gosling in third, with Ben Gregory fourth, Maciej Sakovic fifth, Andrew Woodhouse in sixth, Piers Pryor in seventh, Chaz Draker eighth, Alex Bristow ninth. And then Clinton Bell rounding out the top 10 there. And then looking at the team standings, CQR lead Race Hub by 106 points. Club 73 up a position up into third. Team Dial-Up dropping one to fourth. And then we've got Crest SVR fifth, XLD Motorsport in sixth. Seventh Gonbroke Racing Team Rewind in eighth. Team Mad ninth. Subaru View with a new paint scheme for this race meeting in 10th. Then Chirpy Bird joint 10th with them. And then Good Advice Racing in 12th place.
Yeah, so those are the standings, and well, we're seeing in the drivers' standings only 57 points covering the first 4 drivers. Then you've got Maciej Sakovic and Andrew Woodhouse 175 behind, so they're not out of it. Piers Pryor isn't out of it either, really. I mean, mathematically, you've still got almost the top 10 really, who are still mathematically in with the chance. In fact, it'll probably be more than that, thinking about if I do maths good. But you know, it's just showing how close this championship is. But realistically, it's those top 4 that are going to be the ones who are going to be fighting it out for the championship.
Yeah, those guys underneath 100 points have definitely all got a shot. Is it 100 points for a win in this championship? If it is, then we can mathematically say we've got about 19 drivers still in with a shout. But yeah, I definitely agree with you, Paul. I think those top 4, Harrod, Gosling, Verke and Gregory, are the main contenders at the moment, with 6 races left. 3 race meetings if you include this one.
Yeah, and well, we're just looking here. I'm just having a look while you mentioned about points. The most points is 100 points for a win, so there's still 600 points theoretically to play for here. So yeah, basically the top half of, well, basically all the way down to 19th place can still mathematically win, although you do have to take into account drop scores in that as well, which it does at the moment take into account. But if you have one bad week, then you're really out of it. But yeah, we're at Monza. We're just looking at qualifying at the moment. It's Ben Palmer who's set the fastest lap time at the moment, ahead of Maciej Sakovic, the CQR driver. Ashley Blake Hood, he's found some pace this week. He's finally had a discussion with some fellow team members to help him get his wheel settings right, because he did get a new wheel, steering wheel, and that's been him just getting used to that new wheel and adjusting to that. So he's up in 3rd place at the moment. Chris Wood, fantastic for the Team Rewind driver to be up there in 4th place at the moment, but we still have just under 3 minutes of qualifying left. One new name into the series. Well, it's not a new name to the series, but a new name to the season, and it's a welcome return to a race winner from last season. Hyo-chan Lee is back in the series. He's currently in 8th place on qualifying. It's great to see a former race winner return to the series after misfortune with a steering wheel failure.
Yeah, good to see Chanley back. Yeah, proven race winner, and it looks like he's lost none of his pace. He's up inside the top 10 in qualifying. Didn't set a time in practice, but yeah, 1:55.6, putting him inside the top 10. Only just over a second behind the provisional pole time at the moment.
Yeah, well, look at that at the moment. I mean, it is a long track for this Kia. I mean, we're looking at a 1:54 being the absolute fastest lap so far in qualifying. Not the fastest lap we've had today. Piers Prior, a 54.1 in free practice before this. So that slipstream, it does. You can get about a high 49, high 15, 54 even. 54.9 and 54.8 without the slipstream. With that slipstream, you can get it down to almost a 53. So about 8/10 of a second in that slipstream today.
Whole lot of time to be made in the slipstream. David Crozier just coming across the line. He picked up a brilliant toe off the Crest SVR car. That allows him to get up to 10th in the qualifying standings. And yeah, we're seeing drivers that we sometimes don't see up there. And I think that's quite key because once you've got the slipstream, as we've seen in the Kia, in any Kia series all the time, it always becomes the great equaliser. Be that on an oval circuit, like we see at Daytona, or in the Pro Series a few weeks ago at Motegi, or at these long circuits with the fast straights like Interlagos and here at Monza, because therefore it gives the drivers that we don't see at the front the opportunity to get up there and mix it around with the guys inside the top 10, and we're seeing that here tonight with the likes of Chris Wood, Adam Hadfield, David Crozier as well.
And Crozier, news about him, it is his last week with us in the Club Series, so we will be losing Dave after this week. Work commitments, unfortunately, meaning that he's having to miss the final 2 rounds. But this is it. It's 3, this week, next week, and the week after. So only 2 more weeks of this after tonight, and this championship, it's all coming to a head now.
Definitely is. One drops, 1-0. That could definitely be it. So you need to make sure that if you finish 1 lap down, you still get classified with points. So even if you do pick up a bit of damage, just make sure that you can get to the end and finish at least just 1 lap down, and then you'll be getting some points on the board. It'll be disastrous if you're on your roof, engine blown or something, and then you get a complete 0, and that can definitely change the outcome of the championship, especially if one of the guys inside the top 4 has one of those issues tonight. Where are the drivers? Where are the championship contenders actually in qualifying? Pete Harrow, championship leaders, in 4th. Adam Gosling, 2nd in the championships, in 7th. Roy Ververke, 3rd in the championship, is in 10th. And then 4th, Ben Gregory, 57 points behind. He's in 9th place. So we've got all the championship contenders inside the top 10.
And while the qualifying is just coming to an end now, and we've got a few drivers still on laps here. Ashley Blake Hood has currently got the draft behind Tristan Bodis as they go down towards the Ascari chicane, and this circuit, of course, it's evocative. It brings up so many memories of so many of the greats of motorsport. You look at the Rettifilio, the first chicane, Cava Grande, the Della Roggia chicane, the Lesmos, Ascari, and of course the Parabolica, the world famous Parabolica. It just invokes visions of motorsport history, and that's what it is about Monza. It's a part of the history of motorsport. Yeah,
the Cathedral of Speed, as they call it, and yeah, so many memories here. Formula 1, the Tifosi, the passionate Ferrari fans, and yeah, Formula 1 in the late 90s, watching them go around here in the V10 era was absolutely brilliant to watch. The fastest laps ever in Formula 1 history, the likes of Montoya, Schumacher all going at it as well in the early noughties. And it stretches to motorbikes and touring cars as well. I think we had an amazing touring car race here in the World Touring Car Championship about 2010. I think the leaders all got punctures on their way to the line, and BMW were able to spring a surprise victory. It was brilliant to watch there. So yeah, so many great memories of this circuit.
Well, we're coming towards the end of qualifying here. And, well, everybody seems to have completed laps here, so I'm just having a look to see if Alex Bristow is on the lap, but he's on his own, so I wouldn't have thought he would improve. His current fastest time is a 55.278. He's currently in 14th place, so Alex Bristow trying his best to put a lap time in. But what we'll do, because it does look pretty much set on for the grid, Adam, why don't you take us through that starting grid?
Okay, we've got 33 cars for this race meeting. Let's have a look at how they are going to line up. Ben Palmer on the pole position then. He's been at the front a lot since he joined the series back at Alton Park. Adam Gosling alongside him on the front row. Maciek Sakovic in third, just a few thousandths of a second behind. Less than 100th in it between those two. Ashley Blake Hood in fourth. And yeah, Adam Gosling leapt up to second in those dying moments of qualifying. Pete Harrod, championship leader, in fifth. Piers Pryor, sixth. Chris Wood, seventh. Chaz Draker, eighth. Roy Verke 9th, and then Ben Gregory rounding out the top 10. Sam Rees will line up in 11th, Adam Hadfield 12th, Tristan Bodis in 13th, 14th for Alex Bristow, 15th Clinton Bell, 16th on his last race meeting in the championship for David Crozier. Hyo Chan Lee, he was in 8th for a brief moment in qualifying, he's now all down in 17th, James Egger 18th, Tom Stanley 19th, Andrew Woodhouse, who led the championship at one point during the season, down in 20th, 21st Trevor Blackburn, David White 22nd, Max Wright 23rd, Neil Rocks 24th, Neil Bamber in 25th, Michael Jones in 26th position, Mark Woodhouse will start in 27th, Jim Flanagan 28th, Stuart Atkinson 29th, Rick Scott 30th, 31st Christopher Sherburn, 32nd Ethan McColgan, and lining up at the back in 33rd it is Jason Rowe. Good to see no penalties this week, so everyone has set a time in qualifying.
Yeah, no penalties this week. There was a quick reminder from the officials, just to remind everyone about their performance, especially on the first lap and when rejoining the track, as we saw with that slightly ugly re-entry to the track by Piers Pryor last week. But also they've been told no four wheels across the white line on the start and finish straight, so that is a big one here today that they've got to keep an eye on. We're all set here for the last couple of cars just to come onto the grid then, and we'll be all set here in the Kia Club Series with Crest Glazing and XL Designs supporting this series, and it's always great to see them helping out a Kia Series here on iRacing. Like I say, just the last couple of cars to go onto the grid now. Just waiting on Ben Palmer and Alex Bristow to come on here before we get started. So the countdown just coming down now, and we're all set for 20 minutes in this Kia Club Series race. As the last couple of cars come onto the grid now, the lights will come on here. The red light will come on, and these drivers are all set for this race. They know how hard it's going to be, and it's very tight in that top first corner, so it's a good start is needed. Ben Palmer gets away with a good start from pole position, but look at Adam Gosling now getting a good second phase of that start into the first corner, and well, we're heading down towards the Rettifilio chicane for the first time, and it's all a bit tight. Will they all make it through? Ben Palmer losing that lead then to Adam Gosling, but it's not about whether you lead at the start of the race, it's about whether you're leading at the end of the race, because as we said, slipstream will be in effect here. We've got a car sideways, it's Andrew Woodhouse who's sideways there, able to carry on. We've got cars skipping over the chicanes there, and we've got a car on the side, it's Michael Jones.
Yeah, a bit of contact with Neil Bamber into the first chicane for Michael Jones, and that's what tips him onto his side. He's just trying to get the car tipped over with a bit of throttle. I don't think that's going to work too much for Jones. But yeah, slow down penalty for someone straight away out of the Rettifilia, out of the Roger.
Contact with Dave Crozier at the second chicane, and Tom Stanley as well, it was in the Chirpy Bird car. So Team Mad and Chirpy Bird car getting involved there. But, well, that breakaway... and I think Crozier's got a slow down penalty as well, so he gets out the way there between the two Losmos. And, action! Big accident! Huge accident there! Down the straight! This is... Well, are we going to get a safety car here?
Safety
yes,
we
are.
Yeah.
And that's a huge one. It's still carrying on. People not slowing down. And, well, really... when you see an accident like that in front of you, you got yellow flags there waving. Who was it that got involved in that one to start with?
It started with car 13. I think it might have been Ben Gregory actually. It was Ben Gregory. So championship contender straight away involved in some sort of incident. I think actually Paulie might have hit the Armco barrier. I don't know what happened. I genuinely don't know what happened to Ben Gregory. The car just veers off to the left into the Armco barrier.
It does.
It's as if he had a steering failure of some sort, and then bounces back across the track and into the oncoming pack. And who is it? Adam Hadfield, the first car to collect him, ends up on his roof and facing the entire field. Where can you go?
Yeah, and that is, well, it was a track blockage, that's what it was. But the car's coming through behind. You know, nobody's making an effort to slow down. There's no brake lights going on there. So really, even though the drivers have had this warning about the first lap here, get on the brakes. You've got yellow flags there. Get out of it, because you'll just end up at the scene of the accident, and that's what's happened to quite a few of these drivers.
Some of the cars even ended up on the old banking, which they go under. That's how big they went in there. But yeah, huge incident too. Well, one minor incident at the start involving Michael Jones, and then yeah, this huge incident on the run down to the Variante Ascari, and nowhere for the cars to go. That track just narrows down there. And yeah, safety car out. Let's run you through the top 10 quickly then. Adam Gosling, second on the grid, up to first after the first lap. Ben Palmer in second. Piers Pryor in third after starting sixth. So his run of good form goes on and on at the moment. Maciej Sakovic in fourth after losing a place at the start. Pete Harris starts fifth, remains fifth. Chris Wood gained a position at the start. Chaz Draycott, so did he. Roy Ververke up to eighth. And Ashley Blake Hood picking up a slowdown on the exit of De Rogier. He's dropped from fourth to ninth. A whole load of those guys picking up a position after that crash for Ben Gregory.
So that was your top 10 there. So really big winners out of that. Looking further down the order, Alex Bristow moved up 4 positions on that opening lap. You got Tom Stanley made up 7 positions there. David White 22nd to 14th, so 8 positions for him. Neil Rock's 9 positions, so really people getting... Jason Rowe 33rd, so last on the grid, to 16th, all because of that incident. And of course the big losers involved in that, Sam Reed, Ben Gregory, who initiated all that, Adam Hadfield as well, Trevor Blackburn, Chris Sherbert. It was just a huge mess, was that. And maybe people could have avoided it if they paid attention to the yellow flags, because they're there for a reason. They're there to tell you there's an incident ahead, be prepared to slow down and stop.
And all the drivers do have an automatic spotter on their car that will either tell them about the yellow flag being thrown, or there is a slow car or a car stopped ahead. And yeah, that voice definitely gets on you, and it makes you aware that there is something going on in front of you. So I hope they should be aware that something is going on there. And yeah, we saw a few cars just piling in once the safety car being thrown. Not something you'd like to see. But yeah, we've got 1 lap to go after this, and then the safety car will be in. 15 minutes left on the clock at the top. But when we get back to green, there should be about 7 or 6 laps to go.
Well, one thing this does do, it helps tyre wear. Because with it being a front-wheel drive car, and because there are a number of points where you're slowing the car right down to about 60-70 miles an hour, especially in that first Rettifilio and the Della Rogia chicane as well, you've got big acceleration zones there, and that affects the front tyres. It is a front-wheel drive car, so you will be affecting your steering, your grip, and also your ability to pull away from the corners. So with them being behind the safety car, that's just helping calm things down. It'll give them some extra tyres towards the end of the race.
Yes, it will, and this will give the drivers some useful relief. It will cool the tyres down, as you said. And yeah, those hard braking zones, we have them down at the second chicane. And on the run into the Ascari, not as big as the first 2 chicanes, of course, and then the Parabolica. So very heavy on those front-wheel drive cars, and this safety car will provide them some welcome relief from that. So when we get back to the line, there should be 7 laps to go.
In theory.
It says on my estimated laps remaining, we should have 7. But because the slow laps are running, we'll see.
So the drivers some of the drivers have been weaving. I've noticed that, trying to keep heating the tyres. Now, I don't know whether that's a good idea. It does work to a degree, but really when you're trying to keep the front tyres a little bit cooler, so to keep them fresher, because they do get affected by the thermal, you get thermal degradation in these Kias. Really, you want the tyres to be cooler than you would be, say, if you were weaving them. So maybe, just keeping it going straight doesn't affect the tyres and gives you a little bit more life. But if it gives you better braking and better acceleration on the opening lap after the safety car, it could be all the difference.
Yeah, because from the time I've been running in the Kia, sometimes I was always told that you shouldn't be going hell for leather on your outlap or something for something like qualifying. You should just be going as slow as you can, because those thermal degradation, meaning that the tyres can just really overheat straight away. So Yeah, maybe weaving's not the best idea.
Well, I can tell you we have had 4 cars have come out of the pits now, so Hyo-Chan Lee, what a welcome return back for him. James Leggett, Adam Hadfield and Chris Sherburn, who we all saw getting involved in that incident. Also Sam Reed, Ben Gregory and Trevor Blackburn, all out of the pits now, and they're all trying to catch up to the back of this this pack here as they come under the oval, the old oval here, which they used back in the 1950s and 1960s for the Grand Prix. I mean, I can't imagine running those Grand Prix cars of that era around the oval, and well, it was too dangerous for the cars in the end up, and they stopped using it. But it's a historic track, plenty of history, as we say, in Royal Park as well, so not a lot they can do to change this track either.
No, it's all really, and yeah, the oval, interesting to run on iRacing. I'm sure it's on other games as well. I think Carfax to run it. It is fun to drive on, especially if you have a V10 F1 mod on it. It's pretty good to run. Ben Gregory, this safety car is welcome relief for him. He would have fallen a lap or maybe even 2 laps down if the safety car hadn't been thrown, but he's able to stay on the lead lap and can work his way back through the field and possibly get in a position for a reverse grid. So something to watch at the back as the race progresses. We're going to get 6 laps to go actually when we get back to the line.
Yeah, so we're pretty much at halfway point now. Adam Gosling controlling the field round. Ben Palmer and Piers Pryor, they're going to continue that battle from last week, which we saw have disastrous effects towards the end of that first race. Ben Palmer trying to get the run on Adam Gosling here, and as we're going to go green, the safety car pulls in and the drivers get away. Ben Palmer getting the jump on Adam Gosling as across the line they go. Green flag, and away we go once again. The cars all going out, fanning out, 2 wide, down in towards turn 1. Adam Gosling on the inside, Ben Palmer on the outside as they head into turn 1, and Palmer is going to take the lead back for Adam Gosling as we've got cars 2 wide further back as we head into turn 1. Please don't have any more accidents, guys. You know, we've been going well so far as well, everybody making their way through, so able to make it through. But yeah, Ben Palmer in the lead at the moment ahead of Adam Gosling. Piers Pryor in 3rd with Maciej Sakovic in 4th place. Pete Harrod in 5th with Chris Wood, a good 6th place for him in the Team Rewind car. 7th place for Chaz Draycott with Ashley Blakehood in 8th, Roy Verke in 9th and Tristan Bodis 10th. That's your top 10 for the time being. And well, we're seeing it once again. Ben Palmer, he's quick in this Kia, and he's shown it last week, and now he's showing it this week. But this slipstream, it's going to be different to Interlagos, and Ben needs to really get the hammer down, try and pull away.
Yeah, great restart from Ben Palmer. Got the jump on Gosling straight away. Battle just further back. Adam Gosling, Roy Verke and Alex Bristow were battling over position just on the exit of the second Lesmos. Bristow past Bodis, and now Tom Stanley's going to try and get alongside him going into the Variante Ascari. On the outside is Stanley. Bodis will try and brake later into the Ascari, both trying to outwit each other there, and I think it's just going to be Stanley, yeah, just forcing Bodis wide.
We saw that plenty of times last season with Ben Hackerson using that outside line to make the move, and well, towards the front we've got Ben Palmer and Adam Gosling side by side as they head into the Parabolica. We've got 9 minutes left in this race, and they're doing close to 2-minute laps around this track, about 1 minute 54, 55 for them. Piers Pryor now getting a really good run out of the Parabolica. He's in the slipstream of Adam Gosling. They go across the line once again for the end of that lap, and well, a 156 lap for the front runners, and here comes Gosling and Piers Pryor. Pryor bump drifting Gosling down the pit straight. We saw what happened last week, and here comes Maciej Sakovic looking to the inside. Little contact with Ben Palmer from Sakovic. Palmer holds on to that lead. Sakovic is being run out wide. He's got Gosling side by side. Oh, they nearly made contact, and well, Sakovic has to get out of it for the time being, and here comes his teammate Pete Harrod behind him now. He's trying to battle away, get more points in this championship, because of course he is battling for that championship. He's in the lead at the moment. Palmer, Gosling, Pryor, Sakovic, Harrod, Wood, Blake Hood, Chaz Draycott and Verke all together. That's the top 9, all within about 3 seconds of each of the leader. So absolutely fantastic driving from these guys. As further down the order, we've got more battling as well. We've got Neil Bamber. He is side by side with the 108 car of David White. David White trying to take the wider line in that Team Good Advice car, but Bamber down the inside and takes that place 17th for the time being. But Gosling once again again in the slipstream of Ben Palmer as we head into the Ascari chicane later on the brakes as well, Adam.
Yeah, and it was a useful nudge by Sakovic going into that first chicane. He was able to give Ben Palmer the ability to hold on just to his lead. We're now off Ascari, braking later and later. Yeah, now they can use those brakes. Now they're up to temperature as well as the tyres. Here we go, down towards the Parabolica on lap 5. 7 and a bit minutes to go. Whoa, he's going this way, and Nathan Pryor's up the inside. Pryor very opportunistic there. Surely he's going to run wide. Palmer's going to get back up the inside.
Wide.
Three wide.
Oh my goodness. Well, it's 3 wide and Gosling makes it back past Pryor. Pryor missing his braking point just a little bit into the Parabolica, and that allows Maciej Sakovic now to be along side by side with them as they go down the start-finish straight. Ben Palmer staying to the right-hand side, obviously trying to help out the CQR team because he is on the quiet, he is a CQR man as well. Gosling and Sakovic side by side through that first chicane, the Rettifilio. Sakovic getting the slightly better exit, and that's moved him up to 2nd place. Pete Harrod now up to 4th place ahead of Piers Pryor, so that late braking move cost Piers Pryor at least 1 place.
Yeah, that move by Piers Pryor has definitely helped Maciej Sakovic up to 2nd place then. Harrod's trying to get past Gosling down into the Della Roggia chicane. Up the inside, no way through. Gosling's just able to turn in, had the line and had the advantage. So Harrod remains in his 4th place. Piers Pryor will be desperate to try and get those positions back. He had started in 6th place, was up to 3rd and possibly was in the lead for a brief moment. He wants those positions back.
Just a quick update, Ben Gregory is now up to 26th place, so one of our championship contenders moving up the field. I do believe we've lost Tia Chan Lee as well. He has had an incident, so he's having a not a fun time of it at the 2nd chicane. He's spun around, so he's not having a welcome return to the championship. Ben Palmer 1.3 seconds ahead of Maciej Sakovic, so Sakovic is holding up Adam Gosling here. Now this surely isn't a tactic because Sakovic wants the slipstream of the car in front. He's now having to go defensive from Gosling, and Ben Palmer is just strolling away here as here comes Gosling to the outside as they head into the Parabolica once again. Late onto the brakes there. Gosling going to try and hold that outside line around the outside of the Parabolica, but Sakovic got the inside line, and here comes Pete Harrod now. He's going to try and get the good exit out of the Parabolica. He's using the slipstream of his teammate. Across the line they go once again. 5 minutes remaining, and well, Gosling, he's getting freight trained here. There's 3 cars going down the inside. It's Sakovic, it's Harrod, it's Pryor. Ashley Blake Hood is ducking and diving. They're going to go 3 wide into the first corner, are they? No, they're not. They decide against it, but still 2 wide. And Pryor's made it past Harrod, so Pryor's moved up a place as well. Ashley Blake Hood, Chris Wood is also involved there. Chaz Draycott. It's all happening here in this front group. Ben Palmer, is out. He's checked out. He's away. He's 1.9 seconds ahead of Sakovic.
Yeah, I really feared for Gosling then because I could just see those 3 cars behind him and they all picked to go with Sakovic, and yeah, I thought Gosling was going to end up losing about 3 or 4 positions, but no, he stayed there, remains in 3rd position. Pete Harrod is the one that's lost out of all of that because Piers Pryor is through. In the background we've got side by side, we've got Ashley Blake Hood versus Chris Wood. Wood up the inside of Hood going into the first Lesmo, but Ashley Blake Hood is able to hold out around the outside. We've got a race-up car in the mix there as well, Chaz Draycott, and we've got Roy Ververke as well. Yeah,
Ververke, one of the championship contenders, so he needs to score some good points. Is losing out to Pete Harrod here and Adam Gosling. So Gosling and Harrod once again showing that they really are pushing for the Kia Club Series as well. Sakovic was side by side there with Gosling. Gosling decided against it for the time being as through they go through the Variante Ascari. And these 4 have actually broken away from Ashley Blake Hood there because Blake Hood was battling with Chris Wood, as now side by side once again down towards the Parabolica goes Adam Gosling and Maciej Sakovic. Sakovic has got damage on the front of that car from that tap with Ben Palmer, and that's going to be slowing him down the straights, and that's what's causing Palmer to pull away. Here comes Piers Pryor once again sniffing on the inside as Gosling on the outside of Sakovic. Down the pit straight they go once again. 3 minutes remaining in this race. We're going to get 2 more laps in this one. Piers Pryor trying to bump draft all the way down the straight with Sakovic. Sakovic, like I say, with that damage, is really suffering here into the first chicane. Once again, contact! Piers Pryor getting into the back of Sakovic. That puts Sakovic out of control. well. And once again, 2 weeks in a row, Piers Pryor bump drafting somebody and ends up costing them a position, maybe 2 positions, because Sakovic, well, he'll surely have a slowdown penalty there. He's not happy with Piers Pryor, as here comes Pete Harrod around the outside of Curva Grande on Piers Pryor, and he's going to take that position.
Yeah, unfortunately for Piers Pryor, he tried to go down the inside of Sakovic, and he had to get out of it, and that's what allowed Harrod to not go just past him, but go past his teammate Sakovic as well. So Pete Harrod's up to third. Ben Palmer, I can tell you, he's lapping so much quicker than Adam Gosling and Pete Harrod. He did a 1:55.0 2 laps ago, 1:55.8 last time around. Everyone else is lapping in the 1:56s, and now he's leaving them all to battle in amongst themselves. Harrod trying to hold off his teammate Sakovic, and then it's Pryor, and then it's Ashley Blake Hood.
So Blake Hood has caught up to the back of these once again. Chaz Draycott has made it past Chris Wood. Chris Wood is now under pressure from Roy Ververke behind, and we've seen this time and time again in this series. But what close action we have here in the Club Series as well. Alex Bristow is looking all over the back of Roy Ververke as well.
Onto the straight towards the Parabolica, then we get to line. There'll be 1 lap to go. Yes, EQR car in the mix as well in Alex Bristow. And yeah, trying to get onto the back of Roy Ververke, and then Ververke trying to get onto the back of Chris Wood. Looking to the inside there into the Parabolica, just no way through, and then the race up car in front of him, it is Chaz Draycott. But meanwhile, Ashley Blake Hood and Piers versus Piers Pryor off the final corner. The Parabolica we go, onto the final lap of racing. 1 minute and 20 seconds or so left on the clock. This is definitely going to be the final lap of the race. Blake Hood on the rear of that Club 73 car. Is he going to look to the inside as that first corner? At the same time, Piers Pryor is trying to get past Magic Sakovic, which he's been trying and failing to do the last few laps. He's going to go around the outside into the Rettifilio.
He's got it. That's going to give him the inside line for the second part. Oh, a little bit of a bump there as well from Piers Pryor, and Ashley Blake Hood trying to take advantage of that. He's going to pull alongside Magic Sakovic with a better run out of the Rettifilio as they head through Curva Grande. Once again, Ashley Blake Hood, though, on that wide line, he's not got the faster line, so Sakovic sneaks in ahead of him as they head towards the Della Roggia chicane once again. Blake Hood is really looking quick here. He's trying to make the move past Sakovic. But Piers Pryor, once again, forceful move, but it certainly worked that time as they went through the first chicane. Now, going through the Lesmos once again, it is Sakovic and Blake Hood. Oh, Chaz Draycott running wide there out of the first Lesmo. That's going to cost him some time and make him drop off the back of these guys, but Sakovic really suffering with that damage on the front of his car. And, well, here we go. We've got a queue of cars here. It's about 8 long, but the man out of the front, 1.4 seconds ahead, is Ben Palmer. Adam Gosling in second place for the time being as they go through the Ascari chicane. And still this queue of traffic as we go through the exit of Ascari. Ashley Blake Hood setting up Sakovic once again towards the Parabolica. Will he be able to do it? Sakovic trying to use the slipstream. Piers Pryor weaving down the straight, trying to get away from that slipstream as they go down towards the Parabolica. And Ashley Blake Hood around the outside is not going to do it, but coming across the line now is going to be Ben Palmer. It's going to be 2 wins out of 2 for Ben Palmer. He won second race last week. He's won the first race this week. Fantastic work from Palmer. The side-by-side across the line. Who's going to take it? It's going to be Ashley Blake Hood ahead of Chaz Draycott. Good driving from them. Looking further down the order as well, Ben Gregory has done a fantastic job here. You've got Jim Flanagan, Jason Rowe, the side-by-side with Tristan Bodis across the line they go now, and Jim Flanagan, I do believe, has finished ahead of Tristan. Yes, he has, but look at how close that was between those guys. Just 2/100ths of a second. Absolutely fantastic between those two, and Jason Rowe was right there with them as well. Fantastic racing, a little bit ugly on the first lap, but once they all sorted each other out, they certainly had some good close racing.
Yeah, it was a fantastic race, really. Battles all the way throughout the pack, something for us to keep an eye on inside the top 10 and just outside it as well. And Ben Palmer, I was astounded by that. I was expecting everyone to stick together, really, and just have one pack. But yeah, Ben Palmer was able to break away while Gosling and the likes of Gosling, Harrod, Pryor and Sakovic were all battling over that second place, and was able to set some blistering lap times on his way to the end. Adam Gosling set the fastest lap of the race, I think, on the final lap, and that was a 55.1. So great job from Gosling. He was able to break away as well and get second. Pete Harrod got third in the end, starting fifth, and yeah, Piers Pryor 6th to 4th. could have been a podium and possibly could have been a second place, if not something better. So he'll be hoping for somewhat better fortunes, possibly in the second race, where we do, of course, have that reverse grid. I wonder if we'll see someone different at the front.
Well, absolutely. Well, we'll go through those results, and it is Ben Palmer who wins that race. Then Adam Gosling second, Pete Harrod third, Piers Pryor finishing in fourth with Magic Sakovic fifth. Ashley Blakewood only just finishing ahead of Chaz Draycott in sixth, with Chaz Draycott in seventh. Robbie Verke eighth with Chris Wood in ninth. A really good result for him today. Tom Stanley in 10th place with Bristow in 11th. Clinton Bell 12th with Neil Rocks 13th. Andrew Woodhouse 14th with Neil Bamber 15th as they all crash into the pit lane. 16th for Max Wright, 17th for Tristan Bodice. 17th for Jim Flanagan. 18th for Tristan Bodice, 19th for Jason Rowe, 20th for Stuart Atkinson, Matt Woodhouse 21st, Adam Hadfield involved in that schmozzle on that first lap 22nd, Rick Scott 23rd, the man who kicked off that instant, Ben Gregory, ended up finishing 24th, David White 25th with Sam Reed 26th, 27th Dave Crozier on his one of his penultimate race in the series, 28th for Chris Sherburn, 29th for Trevor Blackburn, 30th for Ethan McColgan, 31st for Hyo-Chan Lee, 32nd for James Leggett, and not finishing the race, Michael Jones in 33rd race. And yeah, wheel malfunction there for Ben Gregory, causing that incident. It was a instant-packed race. It was shortened because of that safety car, but still plenty of action for us, Adam.
Plenty of action, yeah, and a big crash as well, causing a safety car. 2 safety cars in 2 race meetings, and I don't think we saw one all the season before Interlagos. So, yeah, wonder if we'll see one again in the second race, because, yeah, that run down to Yuskari, if there's a crash there, there's very little places for the drivers to go. Well, time for the reverse grid for the second race of the evening, 15 down to 26. And Samuli Kumo on the Wheel of Fortune. Let's have a look at the drivers eligible for the reverse grid. Now, Neil Bamber, Max Wright, Jim Flanagan, Tristan Bodice, Jason Rowe, Stuart Atkinson, Mark Woodhouse, Adam Hadfield, Rick Scott, Ben Gregory, who started 10th, of course, involved in that crash on lap 1, David White and Sam Reed. And Samuli will now spin the wheel, and we will find out who's on pole for race 16 of the championship.
Yeah, it'd be good to see David White get a reverse grid, I think. 25, that'd be a nice big number for us there. He serves a bit of luck in the series, so we'll just wait for that. And it's number 18, so who's that?
Tristan Bodice. Tristan Bodice will be on pole position for the second race of the evening. Alongside him on the front row will be Jim Flanagan, third Max Wright, fourth Neil Bamber, and in fifth will be Andrew Woodhouse.
So yeah, Tristan Bodice with that reverse grid pole, and it's certainly something to look forward to. So what we'll do is we'll step aside for just a couple of moments while we wait for that second race. You're watching the Kia Club Series with XL Designs and Crest Glazing here on Apex Racing TV and iRacing Live. We'll be right back after these messages.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.
Simulated racing can be awesome, but it can also be kind of a free-for-all. Interestingly, auto racing faced the same problem in its earlier days. Whether it was on the back roads, the beaches, or the city streets, the racing was fun. But there was always a certain level of chaos and danger, until some folks came along and put some order to all of this. Stuff like official racetracks, regulations about weight and equipment, and enforcement of standards. That's what gave us high-speed excitement, fast-paced action, and photo finishes. That's when racing became racing. The guys over at iRacing.com have made the same transformation in the world of sim racing. Sure, they've got the most accurate tracks and realistic cars out there, but that's just the start. See, iRacing analyzes the performance and results of each driver in every race, so you can be sure you're always placed in races where the competition will be tight, and that those reckless drivers who ruin it for us all are kept in the pits. Not to mention that with over 45,000 active members already in their vast community, you can find races day and night, so you can always get in on the action. You can even join a league of your favorite series. And since updates are always automatic, you don't have to worry about software and can focus on the track. Zip up your fire suit and check out iRacing.com.
Welcome back to the Kia Club Series with Crest Glazing and XL Designs. It is round 16 of the championship, and if that first race is anything to go by, then, well, you won't want to miss this second race. It is the reverse grid race. The 18th place man, Tristan Bodis, is on pole position, so that's going to be interesting to see how those guys who were a little bit further down in the order in that first race get on in the second one. And, well, Adam, we saw plenty of drafting, plenty of attempts at overtakes, but not too many overtake moves though.
I think the problem is that the corners that we go into allow a brilliant opportunity for a counter-attack on the exit. So you'd see a move by like Piers Pryor down into the Parabolica, but then we've got the huge run on the exit and the long front straight, and that's what allowed the likes of Gosling and Harris and Sakovic to just blow straight back past him straight into the first corner. So it's all about trying to get the deal done once you get down the inside into one of the corners, be it the Parabolica, the Retrophilia or the Roggia. So I think really we will see if any of the drivers can improve on that in the second race.
And hopefully in the second race we won't get a safety car, because that decimated the amount of running that we had there in that first race as well. That's the only problem with this track. It's a long lap, and we're taking the best part of 3.5 minutes to do a lap behind the safety car.
Yeah, it was, and when we got back to the line after the safety car, there's only about 6 laps of racing left. 20 minutes, usually about 9 laps probably, so yeah, we cut out a good third of the race behind the safety car.
But it was needed. The track was completely blocked, and well, we're going into this race, and well, championship contenders, we saw Pete Harrod was up there. He finished on the podium, didn't they? Ben Gregory had a nightmare because of his technical problems with his steering wheel. And you also had, let's see who else, Rover Verke. He finished in that top 10, so he got some good points there. And Adam Gosling getting a really good result there as well. So this championship is just fizzling away. It's really those main championship contenders are doing well so far.
Yeah, Ben Gregory will be a bit sad that the reverse grid didn't spin in his favour, because if he had a 24 or above, he would have been right up there at the front, but instead he's going to be starting down in 24th place. He's got to work his way through the field and try and get some points back after that crash at the start of race 1. So yeah, the championship's going to be simmering away, and we'll see what it's looking like at the end of the evening before we head to the next race meeting.
And of course, next week we're on the Brands Hatch Grand Prix circuit, another track where it's tough to overtake at. But you've got some really good fast parts down the back end, down Pilgrims, drop into Westfield and through Dingledale as well. So a different type of track, but certainly one that these Kias, they enjoy racing around it in this Kia.
Yeah, we were there in the Wind Series a while ago, and it was great racing
Don't remind me of that.
Yeah, I wasn't going to bring it up, but I won't remind you what happened there. Tell you what, courteous driving, you wouldn't expect that to...
You wouldn't expect somebody to give you a place and still cause you to get disqualified, but there you go. That's what happens in these Kia series. Anything can happen. It usually does, as the great Murray Walker used to say. And well, we've got a minute left in this warm-up session before the start of the race. Key guys who are going to be looking to get a win here. Who we're thinking for this race, because interesting to note also, Sean Gardner missed that first race. He is in for the second race, so he will be starting from the back of the grid. But you know, are we looking at these guys coming through from who finished up at the front to come through the field, or do we think maybe that somebody else could get a race win here?
It's going to be interesting because we saw very little movement in terms of grid positions, and I know that cars that started inside the top 10 that finished there, all of them practically were there, minus Ben Gregory. So it's going to be interesting to see how those guys can work their way forward, because we didn't see really any of that in the first race. Andrew Woodhouse starting in 5th. I was speaking to him just after the race. He was saying that he was racing with damaged steering really since the first chicane on lap 1. So it'll be interesting to see how he can fare once he's got steering a correct angle. Starting 5th on the grid, all about a good start, of course. So we'll see what happens in terms of him in the second race.
Well, Adam, why don't you take us through the grid then?
Yep, here we go then. Checker flags down, warm up. We've got about just a minute, so we'll quickly run you through them. Tristan Bodis is on the pole, Jim Flanagan 2nd, Max Wright 3rd, Neil Bamber 4th, Andrew Woodhouse, as we were saying, in 5th. Neil Rocks will be starting in 6th, Clinton Bell 7th, Alex Bristow 8th, Tom Stanley 9th, Chris Wood rounding out the top 10. Roy Verke 11th, Chaz Draycott 12th, 13th Ashley Blake Hood, 14th Maciek Sakovic, Piers Pryor in 15th, 16th for Pete Harrod, 17th Adam Gosling, 18th our race 1 winner Ben Palmer, Jason Rowe 19th and Stuart Atkinson rounding out the top 20. 21st Mark Woodhouse, 22nd Adam Hadfield, 23rd Rick Scott, 24th Ben Gregory. After that crash on the way to Ascari, 25th David White, 26th Sam Reed, 27th David Crozier, 28th Christopher Sherburn, 29th Trevor Blackburn, 30th Ethan McColgan, 31st Hyo Chan Leon is returned to the championship, 32nd James Leggett, 33rd Michael Jones, starting at the back, and 34th it is Sean Gardner.
Very well done there, Adam. So we're just waiting now for the lights to come on here, and we're all set for round 16 of the Kia Club Championship with Chris Glazing and XL Designs. The red light is on, the green light is on. Away we go from the start then, and it's Tristan Bodis who gets away from pole position, but he's got Jim Flanagan alongside. In fact, he's got a clear of Jim Flanagan. Look at that, Neil Bamber down the inside of Jim Flanagan. They're going 3 wide into turn 1. Max Wright on the outside, late onto the brakes, and will he be able to come through to second place? Well, Neil Bamber, we've got contact further back. Oh, what's happening now as they're all checking up there, and well, they're all still on 4 wheels, so that's the main thing. That's an improvement on last race. But anyway, Tristan Bodis is the man who's made a break of it at the front then, and it's Neil Bamber who's in second place with Jim Flanagan and Max Wright side by side as they head into the second chicane then. So the De La Rogia as they go through there, and Jim Flanagan side by side, contact, more contact, this time with Max Wright, and well, you clip that curb and that's going to happen. One of the Club 73 cars, is that Piers Pryor? It is! He's fantastic, this is absolutely sensational. One of the guys who was going to try and make a fight for this championship, he's all the way down to 29th place, and he's got a lot of damage on that car, and well, Neil Rocks has got a slow down penalty, so he's suffering. We've got cars sideways, it's one of the CQR cars. We're going to have a big accident here once again. Surely we're not going to see another safety car, are we? We could end up seeing that, and yes we are. We have got a safety car. That was a huge incident on the exit of Lesmo, so they didn't even make it onto the straight this time. Big incident. It was one of the CQR cars that was turned around. I think it was Alex Bristow who was turned around there. In fact it was, and it was one of the XL Design cars, the number 27 cars. So that's Max Wright was involved in that, and well, nobody could go anywhere. There was big incident. Jason Rowe had nowhere to go. Adam Hadfield tried to get out of the way. He gets knocked out of the park as well. It's happened again.
And I was just looking at what happened to Piers Pryor. He was just negotiating the De La Rogia normally, and I think he was caught out by, I can't tell if Chris Wood. Chris Wood was battling away with Alex Bristow. I don't think he picked up a slowdown, but Piers Pryor just arrived on the scene so quickly, and there's contact made, and Piers Pryor goes into that tyre barrier on the exit of the second chicane.
So what we can do is we can quickly run you through the top 10 then, seeing as we're going to be behind this safety car. We saw it last time, the best part of, 9 minutes, 10 minutes or so. So we're going to be quite a while we clean up that mess. So it's Tristan Bodis who is in the lead of this race. So he's in a good position there to get a good result. Second place at the moment is Neil Bamber. So that fantastic start from 4th on the grid to get through into second place. Good work from Neil there. Third place is Clinton Bell. He started in 7th place, so a really good first lap from him, with Andrew Woodhouse in 4th. Tom Stanley is right behind him though in 5th place, with Roy Verke up to 6th. A good start from Roy. Pete Harrod, these are the cars now that started taking advantage of that accident. Pete Harrod up in 7th place with Maciek Sakovic in 8th. Ashley Blake Hood in 9th, with Jim Flanagan falling down to 10th place at the end of that first lap. Adam Gosling 11th, with David White 12th. Chris Wood 13th, he started 10th, so down to 13th for him. Ben Gregory up to 14th already, so 10 places there for him, with Mark Woodhouse in 15th. So some big movers and shakers there. 4 cars that were involved in that: Alex Bristow, Adam Hadfield, Dave Crozier. Absolute disaster for David Crozier on his final race of this championship for him. And James Leggett once again getting involved in that first lap incident. Really has no luck, does James?
No luck at all. And one way for those guys that finished at the front in race 1 to gain their way through the pack is for a big wreck to occur in front of them. And I tell you what, that's what's helped Verke, Harrod, Sakovic Blake Hood. The race 1 winner, Ben Palmer, though, down in 18th. So he wasn't able to gain as many spots as he'd have hoped at the start. And yeah, he'll be stuck down in 18th. But once the safety car comes in, he will be able to peel them off one by one. But yeah, this is a great opportunity for the likes of Harrod and Sakovic. Then they're near the front of the pack. And when the safety car comes in, they'll be all in their way, waiting for them to get through.
Yeah, Ben Palmer just at the back of that incident, so able to avoid the worst of it. But, well, we've got 15 minutes to go in this race. And, yeah, it's been able to let a few guys move up through the pack. But the problem is they've got less time now to make those moves up towards the front of the field. So we could see another winner here as well. We've got a few cars sort of moving about on my timing screen as they all sort of bunch up there. And while Tristan Bottas will be hoping to get a better restart than Adam Gosling was, wasn't it, in the last race, who got caught out from Ben Palmer just getting the run on him. And we've got to remember also, the restart, the green flag doesn't come out until they actually pass the start line here on the front straightaway, even though the timing line is just as they go under that gantry there as they're going through now. So any overtakes that happen before that start line, that could really catch people out as we've got cars coming out the pit.
Yeah, Ben Palmer was caught. No, it was Adam Gosling. Sorry, that was caught out at the start. The restart in race 1. Ben Palmer was able to sweep past him when the green flag got brought out there, and was able to get the lead and never looked back really after that. See what happens when the safety car comes in at the end of this one. In the last race when the safety car came in, we had 6 laps of racing. When we got back to line, I think we should have the same. When we get back to line, there should be about 12 or 11 minutes left of racing.
So what we'll do now is we'll wait for this final lap to run through. And, well, the interesting thing is, Dave Crozier came out the pits then. He was behind the safety car. I think he's just been given the wave by there to be able to get him to catch up to the back of the pack. So he's got it all on to try and catch up to the back of his pack because they're already around Curva Grande. So I think it's just going to be Dave who's going to be running at the back there. But he's determined to finish this race, and so he should, because it's absolutely foul luck for him. That Team Mad team, they just seem to have bad luck follow them all the way through, because Jim Flanagan, of course, involved in that team, and Trevor Blackburn, who was upside down on that last race.
Yeah, I think the only luck that they had was at Brands Hatch earlier in the season on the Indy circuit. They had Jim Flanagan up in second for a lot of the race. I think they finished second in the end there. And that was a good race for them there, even though it was a bit of a crash fest. Jim Flanagan desperately trying to hold on to the lead. Andrew Woodhouse ended up being the winner that time. He's currently in 4th at the moment. So yeah, Team Mads, they will be hoping for some more luck when we head to Brands Hatch next week.
Yeah, they've certainly got the rub of the green there. So we'll have to wait and see. We're just coming down now. Down towards the Ascara chicane, and Tristan Bottas is just holding these cars back, I think, just to try and create a bit of a gap between him and the safety car, which of course is heading down towards the Ascara chicane. And all these cars are getting bunched up, and if they're not careful, they're going to end up when they're going through corners just concertinaing up and having little bumps here and there through them, so they've got to be careful here. But Tristan determined to create a gap so he can get the run possibly out the Parabolica.
Yeah, needs to make sure that the safety car's actually in the pit lane though. We don't want to see an incident like we saw at Interlagos last week. Safety car's just out of the Ascari chicane now and is on its way towards the Parabolica. They're just going through Ascari now.
Yeah.
He's going to put his foot down.
Well, you would have thought just as you're coming through the start of the Parabolica just to get that run out of there. But other people will probably anticipate that as well. Neil Bamber, he's looking for a good result here today. Neil, oh, we've got a spinner at the back there. Who was that? Who was that spinning round there? We'll have to see.
It was James Leggett.
Oh, James Leggett. The man with no luck whatsoever spins behind the safety car. I mean, it's not like David Coulthard has ever done that before here at Monza, although he did it on the warm-up lap. Anyway, out of the Parabolica they go. Tristan Bottas has put the foot down. Hopefully that safety car is in the pit lane. Yes, it is. So we will get the green flag this time by. Once again, we've got 10 minutes of racing here. The green flag is now in the air, and Neil Bamber is looking to the inside, and Clunter Bell is trying to follow him there as they go towards the first corner, the Rettifilio, for this time by. And well, side by side, Clinton Bell, Neil Bamber, but they're all able to get through so far, and that single file restart certainly helping them to get through there on this time by.
Woodhouse.
Oh, Andrew Woodhouse, yes, slow down penalty for him. That's going to cost him huge. He was in 4th place. He's down to 11th place at the moment. He's going to lose another place here to David White, so that's 12th for Andrew Woodhouse. He's got Ben Gregory behind him. He's going to come up the inside as well as we head into the De La Roja chicane. We've got more contact in the chicane going on, but just bumping and banging, nothing serious going on there as we go through the Lesmos. Now David White looking to the inside of Adam Gosling. Gosling, who's down in 10th place at the moment, so he's trying to fight his way through this field, but it's Neil Bamber who's fallen down to 4th place on that time by. Both Tom Stanley and Clunter Bell able to get by.
And Pete Harris now lining up to try and take 4th place away from Bamber in towards the Variante Ascari. Is he going to try and do that line around the outside? He is, but Bamber's going to try and stay on the inside, but it's pretty useless. And Pete Harrod up to 4th, Bamber down to 5th place. Here come Ververke and Sakovic. Harrod's had a very good first lap since safety cars come in. He's got past Ververke, and now he's just got past Bamber.
And well, oh, we've got cars running wide out the Ascari. It always gets me when you see the cars running wide. Rory Ververke looking to the inside there of Neil Bamber. I do believe it was a slowdown penalty that Neil Bamber had out of the De La Roja chicane. And now as they come on to start and finish straight, it's Roy Ververke and Neil Bamber side by side as they go across the timing line. And well, it's so close between the two. You can... Oh, well, look at the car behind as well. Talking about close. That's Magic Sakovic giving Roy a bit of a bump draft down the main straight into the Rettifilio, the first chicane here. And contact, Sakovic and Bamber. Oh, there's more contact behind as well. Ben Gregory, Jim Flanagan rolling back onto the track there. Oh, and everyone able to avoid him, but that was a big moment there. Well, Gregory was one of the guys who was sent around. I'll have to see what happened there into the Rettifilio, but certainly big contact, I think it was between him and David White. No, Ben Gregory lost his braking marker and took out Jim Flanagan, so not very nice. Not very nice to happen to Jim, but anyway, we're carrying on at the front, and Tristan Bottas is holding on to that lead. Clinton Bell is in second, and Tom Stanley, is in 3rd place, really looking all over the back of Clinton Bell's car. Pete Harrod is about 1.2 seconds behind, so he's still going to be in that slipstream if he can use it. And the side-by-side behind, Magic Sakovic and Neil Bamber. Side-by-side, a little bit of rubbing there. National Blake Hood has made it past those two as well. As we go down towards the Ascari chicane, Neil Bamber not one to give up the position, but eventually Sakovic makes it through and he's up to 7th place.
Yeah, pretty close there. Typical touring car racing there. Running panels side by side down the straight towards the Ascari. And surely Neil Bamber's going to pick up a slowdown there. The amount of curb he took on the exit of the Ascari chicane. Looks like he's carrying on though. In the background, there's a huge battle pack going on there. Who's leading it? It's Mark Woodhouse. He's got Sam Reed, Neil Rocks, Trevor Blackburn for company. All into the Ascari, into the Parabolica. Blackburn looking down the inside. And a Club 73 car in the mix as well. That's Sam Reed. Oh, a bit of contact there between Rocks and Blackburn. Blackburn's through. A bit of contact there, and now side by side between Woodhouse and Sam Reed as they come across the line. But I think we have to divert our attention back to the battle for the lead, because Clinton Bell and Tristan Bottas are going at it into the first chicane. Paul around the outside goes Bell. Bit of contact. And they're going to be side by side on the exit.
Yeah, they are, but they're bringing Pete Harrod into this battle, and we've seen how quick Pete Harrod is around this track. Oh, look at Tom Stanley trying to go over the grass on the inside of the Curva Grande. And, well, Clinton Bell has been left out to dry on the outside there as they head into the De La Roja, the second chicane here. Clinton Bell late onto the brakes. Tom Stanley's there. A little bit of contact, maybe. No, there isn't. They're fantastic driving from them. Roy Viverke's on the back of these guys as well, so we've got a 5-car battle for the lead like we had last week in that first race. But Tristan Bottas, while these guys are fighting, he's trying to make a breakaway. He's 0.7 of a second ahead for the time being, but these guys now, they're still in the slipstream here, and Tristan realises that he's taking a different line. That's not the normal racing line around here, and Clinton Bell, Pete Harrod side by side as they go down, plunge downhill towards the Ascara chicane. Pete Harrod holding that outside line. We've seen him do that move once before already. He doesn't need to wait till the Ascara chicane is already passed.
Yeah, Clinton Bell didn't get a good exit at all out the second Lesmo. And I tell you what, these 20-minute races are already sprint races, but because of the safety car, this is a super sprint race. We've got 3 laps to go when we get to the line, and Pete Harrod possibly is on a mission here. He's got 2 cars in front of him between him and a race win. Tom Stanley and Tristan Bottas, and Bottas can see that Harrod's getting closer and closer, and he wants to try and break away and get that gap. When we come out of the Parabolica, there'll be 3 laps to go. Harrod, he'll be trying to set his sights on getting past Tom Stanley possibly into this first chicane.
We currently have 1.3 seconds covering the top 5. That is how close this is right now, as the slipstream coming into effect once again. And well, Tom Stanley's trying to make the move now. Tristan Bottas to the outside into the Rettifilio, and well, Pete Harrod is trying to follow through here, side by side, Stanley and Bottas once again, and this time Stanley's going to make it count. He's past him, and well, Tristan Bottas compromised on the exit there, and here comes Pete Harrod. He's looking to the outside of Curva Grande, and if he's not careful, he's going to get hung out to dry there, because we've seen so many cars going side by side there and not able to hold on to that place and putting them under attack from behind. Clinton Bell ready to take advantage. Tristan Bottas trying to hold on to that place, and Pete Harrod down the inside into the Della Roja makes that move count. Through he goes. Tristan down to 3rd place, losing 2 places on this lap, but Tom Stanley now is the next one in the crosshairs of Pete Harrod.
Yes, Harrod up to 2nd. Good move there down the inside. Got a good run. Was able to capitalise on the battle between Tom Stanley and Bottas at the start of the lap. Now it's going to be all about the defence of Tom Stanley. He's got about half a second in check over Pete Harrod for now. When we get to the line, there'll be 2 laps to go, so he's going to have to put up the biggest of biggest defences here is Tom Stanley to try and stop Pete Harrod from taking this race to win.
Sakovic is side by side rather than Gosling as they head towards the Ascara chicane, and we've seen this move so many times around the outside. Gosling trying to hold it there. He's got the inside line for the next part, but Sakovic has got the inside for the final part of the Ascara chicane. Takes a lot of curb there. You can do that. We've lost Ben Gregory from this race. He has got disqualified from this one, so he is out of the race. We've got side by side behind as well. Andrew Woodhouse is side by side with Ben Palmer, a race 1 winner. Palmer up to 9th place for the time being. And Harrod, he's got a run now, coming down the inside of Tom Stanley. We've got 3 minutes remaining of this race, 2 laps to go. And well, it's side by side for the race lead at the moment. It's Pete Harrod and Tom Stanley all the way down the main straight. And well, Ashley Blakewood is catching up to the back of these guys as well. And it's down in towards the Rettifilio once again. Tight late braking. Pete Harrod and Tom Stanley, they bump doors. Harrod has to get out of it, and here comes Tristan Bottas trying to get the run there on Pete Harrod, but Harrod able to get a good exit there in the end, just able to run it, and here comes Ashley Blakewood onto the back of Roy Viverke as well.
Great job by Stanley. Didn't give it to Pete Harrod, did he? But it's not over. 1.5 laps to go. And Harrod's closing straight back up to him, and here comes Bottas down the inside. Oh, and there's a lock-up in front.
Oh, Stanley! He's cut the course. That's going to be a slowdown penalty. Tristan Bottas is past Pete Harrod as well. Here comes Clinton Bell down the inside of Harrod. And this is going to get him 3rd place, possibly, through the first of the Lesmos. Well, Stanley, I do believe he's served that penalty. So if he has, that's well done from him. Serve that, but Clinton Bell down the inside of Pete Harrod. Then bang doors. Oh, of course, Pete Harrod into the gravel trap. Roy Viverke is going to try and cut out, but look at the speed that Pete was able to carry there. He's able to carry on there, and they're going to go side by side down towards the Ascara chicane once again. We've got Tristan Bottas battling with Tom Stanley ahead. He's trying to get past, but it's this battle. Clinton Bell, Pete Harrod deciding against it, deciding discretion is the best part of valour. Through the Ascara chicane they go once again, but Harrod, he's dropping back all the time, and we're going to have 1 more lap at this time by, and Tom Stanley and Tristan Bottas, they're slowly trying to break away here, but Clinton Bell is on that one, so too is Pete Harrod, Roy Viverke, and Ashley Blake Hood as one of the other CQR cars. That's Magic Sakovic. He's through past Adam Gosling as well, but Gosling's going to try and get the run on the exit, but it's down towards the Rettifilio for the final time then. It's going to be one more lap in this race, and it's going to be a close one for third place. And well, Tom Stanley's just enough ahead of Tristan Bodice as they head down into the Rettifilio once again. Here comes Clinton Bell and Pete Harrod side by side. Harrod late braking, a little bit of contact there between Bell and Harrod. They are able to carry on, and well, Ashley Blake Hood and Roy Verke getting together as well, but able to carry on, and that's allowed Adam Gosling and Magic Sakovic to catch up to the back of them.
Yeah, and Tom Stanley is now coming under pressure from Bodice. Bodice is going down the inside line into the Della Roggia. This is for the lead, and this is where Tom Stanley ran wide a lap ago. Down the inside goes Bodice. Round the outside goes Stanley. Is he going to keep all four wheels inside the track? Yes, he does, but Bodice will have the run on the outside, and it's clear before we head into the first Lesmos. So Tristan Bodice, with half a lap to go, gets to the race lead.
He has led the race for the most of it, and Tristan Bodice is back out. Look at them running wide through the first Lesmo. They're trying to carry as much speed as possible. It's an 8-car train here at the moment. You've got 3.2 seconds covering the top 8 as we go down towards Iskarishke. We've got a car running wide at the back there. We'll find out who it was later, because this battle is going all the way to the line here. It's going to be a close one, I can guarantee this, as long as there's no funny business. Into the Iskarishke, Tristan Bodice. Perfectly done a fantastic work, but look at Tom Stanley getting a fantastic run through the first part of the Ascari chicane, and they're going to go down this back straight now. This is going to be the end of it. We saw one of the closest finishes ever in Formula 1 back in the 60s between 4 cars. We've got 8 cars here, and Tom Stanley side by side into the Parabolica for the final time. He's got the outside line. Tristan Bodice trying to hold it on the inside line, trying to get the bit of run. He's got the bit of grip there, and he's going to have the shortest line to the grind. Across the line we go. Who's it going to be? It's side by side across the checkers flag here. Who's got it? It's Tristan Bodice, who gets it by 65 thousandths of a second. Absolutely fantastic finish. There's a big accident towards the back there.
Woodhouse is around.
Woodhouse is around, so too is Neil Bamber, I believe. Well, that was after the finish of the race. But what a finish there. The top 8 covered by 2.8 seconds there in the end. Fantastic stuff from these drivers. We've got drivers still coming across the line here. Well, absolutely breathtaking, Adam. We keep on getting these close finishes at the end, and Tom Stanley just missing out on that one. As I say, 65 thousandths of a second.
Yeah, he tried everything he could around the outside of the Parabolica, but unfortunately it just wasn't able to get it done on the run to the line. Tristan Bodice got the move done into the Della Roggia just half a lap before that, and was able to just hold on to get the win. A fantastic job of him from pole position. Tom Stanley, though, 9th to 2nd. That's a great achievement from him as well. Clinton Bell 7th to 3rd, 16th to 4th for Pete Harrod. After doing so well in race 1, he gets a good finish there, but I'm sure that he could have got a better result, maybe even a 2nd, and who knows, maybe even a win in that 2nd race. Roy Verke 11th to 5th, Ashley Blake Hood 13th to 6th, Adam Gosling 17th to 7th, Sakovic 14th to 8th, Ben Palmer, our race 1 winner in the end, managed to go from 18th to 9th in the end. So a whole load of comeback races. I wasn't sure whether we'd be able to see it in the 2nd race because of how close the starting and finishing positions were in race 1. But yeah, race 2, another great race. Drivers working their way through the field, and yeah, a very close finish at the end.
Well, we will run through your finishing results there in that round 16 race in the Kia Club Series with Chris Glazing and XL Designs. It's Tristan Bodice then who wins that one, just as I say, 65 thousandths of a second ahead of Tom Stanley. Clinton Bell 3rd place with Pete Harrod only just behind him in 4th. That was less than a tenth of a second between those two. Roy Verke 5th with Ashley Blake Hood in 6th. Adam Gosling 7th with Magic Sakovic in 8th. As I said earlier, 2.8 seconds covering those top 8 cars. Absolutely fantastic. Ben 9th with Neil Bamber, who started in 4th, finishing in 10th place. Andrew Woodhouse in 11th, with David White in 12th. Sam Reed 13th. Chaz Draycott not able to make anything of that one, finishes in 14th. Fantastic work from Trevor Blackburn though, 29th to 15th, so a big shout out for him. Neil Rocks finishes in 16th. Chris Wood 17th, so not the ideal second race for him. Piers Pryor, we saw him have that accident at the Rettifilio. The De La Roja, sorry. He finishes in 18th place with Jim Flanagan 19th. Stuart Atkinson in 20th place, Matt Woodhouse 21st with Alex Bristow, ending up in 22nd after being involved in that incident there. Christopher Sherburn 23rd, Adam Hadfield 24th. Jason Rose, 25th, with Rick Scott 26th. Ethan McColgan 27th, with Dave Crozier on his final outing in the Kia Club Series in 28th after getting involved in that big accident at the second Lesmos. Sean Gardner 29th, with Michael Jones in 30th place, and then the cars one lap down or more. Ben Gregory, Hyo Chan Lee, that was an awful round for him to come back into. Max Wright and then James Leggett all not finishing that race. And well, Adam, it's going to be interview time. And I think what we'll do is, Adam, if you could have a word first of all with our second place man, Tom Stanley, who was so close to winning that one.
Yeah, Tom Stanley joins us. Led the lap for the final few laps, Tom, but just unfortunately didn't get the win in the end, but it was a very close run thing.
Oh, definitely. It's not a bad way to come back from operation. There's a podium position on my return and my first at the series, so very happy with that result.
It wasn't easy to break away, was it, this Monza circuit? Is that just really down to the slipstreaming?
Yeah, once you're in a group of cars, it's very hard to get away unless two people are battling really hard. I actually don't like Monza at all in this gear, but somehow I got second place, so I'm very happy with that.
Well, next week then, we head from the super slipstreaming here at Monza to the more technical Brands Hatch GP circuit.
Yes, Brands Hatch is my local track. It's my favourite track in the service, so I typically in any car do very well there. I couldn't show it last time I was on the Indy circuit because I had a lot of connection issues, but hopefully next week I'll be there fighting again, hopefully in the top 10.
Just before we let you go, do you want to send a quick shout out to anyone?
Yeah, thanks to Chopper with Mark as well, and thanks to Radical Racing UK.
Great. Sadly, you weren't able to get the win there, but it was great watching you battle away with Tristan Bodis and Pete Harridan, Clinton Bell. And well done on the second place. We'll see you at the next race meeting.
Thank you.
Well, from one man who is delighted, who doesn't like Monza, to another man who showed he had a bit of pace here, certainly improved pace compared to the last couple of weeks. Ashwell Blake could join us now. 6th place in that second race. You were able to make up places from 13th. You must be happy that you moved forward in that race.
I am. Call me Dave Baker. 2/6. Yeah, get in. Yeah, no, I'm pleased I got my pace back. Spent a lot of time this weekend getting my settings sorted thanks to you, Paul. So yeah, I'm right back up there fighting with the big boys at the front, and that's where I want to be.
Well, just talk us through some of that racing, because it was just nose to tail racing in both races. Obviously curtailed a bit with the two safety cars, but it still made for exciting racing. How was it to race in it?
Well, the two safety cars probably made the racing even more frantic than it would have been otherwise, because we only had 10 minutes left of the race by the time the safety car had gone in. It's so hard at Monza to race nose to tail like that, because you've got hard braking zones, long straights, so the speeds are high, the braking points are long, and it's just it's hard. And I'm a decent braker, so I'm always running into the back of people, which is a problem.
Well, we heard Tom Stanley saying that his local track is Brands Hatch, and well, we're moving there next time on the Grand Prix circuit. How do you find that track for yourself?
Well, I've always been a bit hit and miss with Brands GP. It's my local track as well. I grew up 10 minutes down the road from it. I've always preferred the Indy to race on iRacing. The GP's always been a bit off for me, but I'm looking forward to it. Now I've got the pace back.
Oh, well, thanks a lot for joining us there, Ash, and anyone you want to give a quick mention to?
You again, fell for me with my settings. The CQR boys tonight for towing me round in quali. That was great.
Well, thanks a lot, Ash, and well done on the 2 6th places.
Cheers, guys.
And well, what we'll do is Adam Bath take it away with our race winner, Tristan Bodis.
Oh yeah, Tristan, it was a very close one thing to the end. You were just able to get the win in that move down into the Roger on the final lap and then that run to the line.
Yeah, I wasn't sure which way it was going to go, to be honest. I just tried to make my car as wide as possible.
Well, you lost the lead at one point, but then you were able to battle away with Pete Harrod. Just getting that run out the first chicane, you were able to get past Harrod there, and then once you used the slipstream, you were just able to get after Tom Stanley.
Yeah, it was all so close at the end. I'm not even sure how I managed to get myself back up in front. I think it was just a case of putting my car in the right place at the right time and hoping, everyone kind of tripped themselves up, really.
Is it difficult racing in the slipstream, or is it just really, it takes your mind off things and allows you to just stay in a battle, really?
There's one thing, it doesn't allow you to break away at all, no matter what you do, unless you've got about a 1.8 second gap, you're getting caught down the straight regardless.
Well, next week then, Brands Hatch GP, how do you think you can fare around there?
Yeah, I like Brands Hatch, I'm looking forward to it. Prefer the longer version to the Indy, so let's see how that goes.
Just before we let you go, do you want to send a quick shout out to anyone?
Yeah, I'll give a shout out to everybody watching on YouTube, you guys in the commentary, and my teammates Chris and Ian who couldn't make it tonight.
Great, thanks for talking to us. Well done on the win, and we'll see you at Brands Hatch.
Thanks, guys.
Well, I want to catch a quick word. I know he won't like me for doing this, but Dave Crozier, it's your final week, and well, there's no other ways putting it. It was a complete disaster, wasn't it?
Yeah, it wasn't ideal. After what was being my best qualifying for race 1, it just kind of went out of the window from there on. I might as well not have bothered.
Yeah, but looking at your participation in the series as a whole, we've seen such an improvement compared to when you first came into the series. You must be happy with how you've progressed in the series.
Oh, absolutely. As a general throughout the series, it's everybody's quite good at either given time for teaching or tuition throughout a difference of circuits and with the car. I've noticed from looking at times, I've gained 2 seconds or more at each circuit that we go to since I first started. So the proof's in that, really.
You've got your teammates there. They've certainly helped you out in this series, and you must be hoping that they can get a couple of positive results in the final 2 weeks of this championship.
Yes, I've every confidence in them. Jim's already had a podium this season, and if we can keep some luck together, we do not too badly, but.
I think the problem is that you have luck, it's just all bad in your team.
Yes, I think that's actually a very valid point.
Alright, well, Dave, it's been a pleasure to have you in the series, and hopefully, if you get the chance, you can join us for next season, but if not, hopefully see you around sometime on iRacing.
Yes, and yourself, and I'd like to say thank you to the admins and everyone who's made this series into what it is. It's really quite sad that I'm having to leave it, but needs must, I'm afraid.
Well, thanks very much, Dave, for joining us, and I would say well done on this race, but let's just say well done on the improvement.
Thank you.
So there we go then, Dave Crozier there, the man who's bowing out of the championship there. And well, as you said, Adam, next week it's Brands GP, it's a different circuit, but we should get some close racing once again, because it always seems to produce it there.
Yeah, we didn't expect it at the Indy circuit. We saw a thriller there. I think we're going to see the same there when we go back the next time. Of course, we've got the longer layout. We've got the run down to Hawthorns, of course, and then the run down to Sheen Curve as well. It probably adds about 1 or 2 extra overtaking opportunities, but we always see action on the run out of Sheen Curve and into Stirling. So there's a lot of contact there. So expect to see that next week.
Well, that was the 7th week, the 8th week even, of the Kia Club Series with Crest Glazing and XL Designs. I've been Paul Smith. Alongside me, as always, Adam Bath with Samuli Kumo on the cameras. And well, make sure you join us next week, because it's going to be a cracker from Brands Hatch. But until then, We'll see you later. Goodbye.
iRacing.com is a sim racing game that combines a true-to-life racing experience with an online community of virtual racers from all over the globe. iRacing offers a multitude of officially licensed cars and tracks, laser scanned with millimeter accuracy. Their car models and mechanical systems are based on real-world physics and engineered in cooperation with manufacturers and race teams. iRacing's web-based interface allows members to compare stats and test drive any combination of car and track instantly. Their skill license system ranges from rookie to pro, ensuring members are always pitted against those with similar skill sets. Members are able to sign up for a weekly race series, compete in time trials, host a private race with friends, and participate in racing leagues created and run by the community. With over 60,000 members, iRacing works in partnership with renowned motorsport organizations like SRO Motorsports Group to deliver virtual races based on the real-life Blancpain GT series. iRacing's Blancpain Endurance Series features team racing, giving members the ability to build a team and participate in races ranging from 3 hours to 24 hours. Additional partners include NASCAR, IMSA, V8 Supercars, IndyCar, allowing members to race in their very own 24 hours of Spa, Bathurst 1000, Daytona 500, and many more. iRacing.com, delivering the most authentic racing experience short of getting into a real race car.